pop culture is an interesting animal, isn't it? We can follow any obsession with a person, band, TV show very easily on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever we want. We can find avenues of information on whatever we're fascinated with. I mean, I think I've always been aware of pop culture and just how strong a force it is since I was in first grade. My dad brought home from his office these 8x10 photos from the Batman TV show. It's the original Batman TV show, the one that was on in the 60s. And I brought them in to my first grade class to show to my friends. And all of a sudden, I find myself surrounded by a crowd of kids, just fascinated with this sort of ticket to the Batman world. And it kept going on like that. I had all this movie memorabilia that would sort of pass through my hands. And even in high school, I used to wear these movie TV T-shirts that my dad would bring home, and from all these Fox movies, and to the extent that a lot of kids started calling me the Fox Kid. Then more recently, I had all this sort of memorabilia that I was selling on eBay, and you forget, you may have an obsession with a particular band, particular person, or whatever, but there are people that have an interest in things that you're not thinking about anymore, but the other people are just absolutely obsessed with. And one of my favorite experiences in that world came out of a piece of memorabilia that I sold, not expecting much at all. It was a 3-page brochure promoting the Mercury Monarch car, which I owned for a couple of years. And the Mercury Monarch was a car that came out in the mid-70s. And their celebrity spokesperson was apparently Farrah Fawcett, because she appears in this brochure, not with the car, but in an inset photo. So I thought, oh, what the heck, I put it on eBay for $15. I said, what the heck, maybe I can make $15, $20. Well, there begins a bidding war, and instead of selling it for $15, I end up selling it for $150, this 3-page brochure. And I get an email from the person who won, and he said, hey, I live locally to you. Can we meet somewhere, and I can give you the cash, and you can give me the thing directly. You don't have to deal with mail or anything like that. And I said, well, sure. I figured out, my public mailbox place. Public place, we'll just meet there. And this guy comes in, to this mailbox place. And of course, his hair is Farrah Fawcett-ish, this blonde hair blown back. And he looks at this thing, and he said, this is great. This is fantastic. It's not a copy or anything. This is fantastic. And he gives me the cash, $150. And he said, you want to see why I'm so interested in this? And I think to myself, oh boy, where is this going to go? And I said, okay, sure. Public. We're in public. What the heck? How weird can this get? Well, he takes me out to his car in the parking lot. And he opens the door, pulls out this portfolio, opens up this folder, and in it is a copy of the National Enquirer, the tabloid newspaper. And then he opens it to the middle of the National Enquirer, in which there's this feature story. There's a photo of him in a room filled with Farrah Fawcett memorabilia. And it's this story about his obsession with Farrah Fawcett and how he has the world's largest collection of Farrah Fawcett memorabilia. And apparently, he had 2 of everything except for this one thing. And I smiled and said, well, that's great. And he flipped his hair back, got in his car, and drove away. The power of pop culture. I'll see you next time. Bye.